It's been 2 weeks since I made my last YouTube video, so I thought now would be a good time to put out my next batch of game Genie codes. Today's video is for Kid Icarus. It's a very underrated NES game. I have 8 codes this time, so just relax and enjoy the video. So the first code I have for today is SKPEZA. This one skips the first 3 stages of the game, bringing you straight to stage 1-4 at the beginning, which is convenient because I don't really like the underworld, and I find the overworld and skyworld stages to be a lot more fun. The enemies are still pretty annoying. I'm not that great at the game. But these are the worst enemies in the game. The eggplant throwers, they get me every time, and they take many hits to kill. But I know a code that can fix that. Next we have ASLIXG, which halves the amount of hits enemies take to kill. So, it makes the game a lot easier. Still doesn't make me good at the game, but it takes the pressure off quite a bit. I also have trouble with the poorly programmed ladders in the game. I don't know why they're like that, they just are. As you can see here, I was actually able to defeat the eggplant throwers. The next code, at first glance, seems to do nothing at all. But once you get into the first empty chamber of stage 1-1, you'll actually be granted an arrow upgrade, which can make the first level a lot easier. And in the second level, you'd be able to get a second strength upgrade early on, which is pretty handy. Now the Reapers only take a few hits to kill. Everything else in this stage kinda takes 1 hit anyway. But it does provide quite a help. The next code is just weird. LAPGAI turns you into a bunch of heads for some reason. And it plays a bunch of very annoying beeping sounds. It also freaks out when some enemies come on screen, like these mono eyes, which are actually a bunch of heads as well. It messes with the colors too. Bit trippy. Yeah, this code doesn't have any practical use, it's just weird to look at. Just a bunch of heads walking around. Next up, we have a code that has many weird effects. AEPTST removes Pit's walking animation, removes some of the enemies, removes your status bar at the top of the screen, and does some other weird things. And that sound is just horrible. Do not get the heart. For some reason, this chamber only has 1 enemy. I guess that can be a downside to this code because these chambers usually grant you a lot of hearts. But this time we only get 1 big heart. In the dungeon stages, it can make the game quite a bit easier, especially with there being only 1 enemy on the screen. And these enemies are just running, wrapping around the screen, which can make the game harder because they're kind of annoying pests. I wasn't able to escape them that time. Or that one. For some reason the pots don't bring out enemies anymore. This next code actually gives you 48 points for a small heart. It's ALKSXTPA. And it is a modified version of a code found by Galoob in the original book. I just thought I'd make it more helpful. So now, by the second stage, I already have 972 hearts, which is quite helpful because the stage has multiple shops with very overpriced items, in my opinion. I could really use the extra health. This next code messes up all of the graphics in the game. Sprites, the background, the level, everything. It all just looks weird. It's NYYGPO, and it is pretty fun to try out. Very strange to look at. Everything is just a garbled mess. Thankfully, with this code you can still tell where you're going for the most part. It just screws up how everything looks. All the textures look very screwed up. The mono eye enemies are also harder to see now. They're just a few pixels flying around. This next code is pretty helpful. VIIIYZ allows you to supermoon jump. And by that I mean you hold A, you keep flying upward through the level. If you're gonna try any code from this list, I highly recommend you try this one, because it is just so fun to hold A and just fly through the entire stage. You will get knocked down if you hit a ceiling, but as long as you know what you're doing, you won't fall into any pits. Also, I think now would be a good time to mention that this video doesn't really have a preview for the next one, because I don't really know what my next video is gonna be. I mean, I have other game Genie codes, but I do want to try out some other video styles, possibly live streaming. But anyway, let me know what you recommend that I do with my channel. I do plan on making other types of videos at some point. And another cool thing about this code is you can jump through the gap in the wall. There's no reason to do it, but you could. It's just cool to be up there anyway. But thanks for watching.